Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Ronald W. Satz, founder and chair of the International Society of Unified Science and president of TransPower Corporation, a commercial custom software manufacturing and certified systems engineering company. I work as a theoretical physicist and as a systems and mechanical engineer. I also work as a theoretical economist and operations researcher. I'm continuing today our look at optimal economist and implementation of Larsonian Econophysics. My theoretical physics mentor, Dewey B. Larson, was not only a theoretical physicist, he was also a theoretical economist. Now, I've made all of his theoretical physics work fully computational, and I've done the same for his economics work. So far in this series, I've covered the microeconomics of individuals here and the graphs of the microeconomics of individuals. So today we're going to take a look at companies, microeconomics of companies. So here we go. Just click there from the main menu and look at all the data we have. I have 6 records in here, 3 pertaining to restaurants and 3 pertaining to retail outlets. These are sample records. So this first record here is for McDonald's restaurants. And at the time that I put this in, the president of the company was Steve Easterbrook. And I have this account code here, MCD, and the status in the business. Obviously, we're out of business. Of course, in business. And of course, company info, street number here, street address, city, state, and zip, phone number, email, and business sector. So far I have 2 business sectors in here, just sample records, fast food and retail giants. And discount rate, I'm assuming 0.025 here for this. You can see the data here. What I did, I originally put this in a spreadsheet, then I imported the spreadsheet into the database here. So the starting and ending years for the past data, 1993 to 2015, the number of data points is 23. So this is total revenue here. This button here, fix input. This, if you copy and paste from a spreadsheet, you have to press this just to correct the format of the data. It's no big deal. Net earnings is here. Total cost is here. Number of employees is here. And then, of course, the program will compute the revenue per employee is here, earnings per employee here, cost per employee is here, and then it's going to compute these 2 coefficients, KR and KC. These are relative to the other members of the sector. So this is the revenue coefficient, and this is the cost coefficient, and of course this is the it's actually another coefficient, KR to KC, very important ratio. So this is what I said. This is the ratio of the relative revenue and cost compared with that of the average firm in the sector. Okay? And then we have the projections. And future, that means the number of periods in the future we're going to predict. The number of polls, this is for advanced users only. It's normally in the range of 5 to 10. It's the last number of points in the data set plus predictions that you use to calculate the future values. Cannot be over 100, must be the same for all companies in the sector. If this field, just get the tooltip here, if this field is left blank, the program will default to endpoints -1. And here's the current reserves right here, as of the time that I did this. I did this, let's see, originally, 2018. And this gives the projected KR-KC and KR2KC right here. We get the present value from the future. This is projected values. No, excuse me. Yeah, right. This is, yeah, present value. And then we have the number of shares outstanding. And then we have the price per share. So I also calculate the price per share divided by the present value divided by the share price. So, and right here, this is, let's see if I get a tool set. No. Yeah, this is the present value per share of the outstanding stock of the company. And I give it the date for that. The date of the number of outstanding number of shares of stock and the price. Yeah. So, and then of course I give the basic rule here. Consider selling or holding. It's a mixed signal in this case. The true economic value of a stock share is the present value of the projected net earnings of the company over a specified period of time, a specified discount rate. So, and I say in the notes here, this company has excellent projected values of KR to KC, so the company will very easily survive. However, the price per share is considerably higher than the present value per share. Well, and it's gotten even worse over the past few years. The fact is, we've been in a stock market bubble. Just in the past few days, there's been a big sell-off, but the stock market's bouncing around. But it's gone up in a bubble simply because the Federal Reserve has put in trillions of dollars, and it's kind of a fake economy, to be honest about it. All right, so this is first record. If I click down here, we can take a. Here we have Ruby Tuesdays. It's the same basic information, of course, but you can see that the data is quite a bit different. And some of the projected KR to KC values are less than the TC to TR average, that's total cost to total revenue average. So this company will experience some difficulties, and that certainly is true. At the end of 2015, the PV per share, just the present value per share, was greater than the price per share, which means that one should consider purchasing it. But it's interesting, Ruby Tuesdays is sold to a private equity firm, so I haven't checked the status lately. They may eventually put it back in the public stock market. But it's interesting, private equity firm bought it out and is trying to improve it. So that's interesting. And I have one more in this sector. This is Wendy's. Again, the address code present in the company at the time that I put in the record. Notice the address, Dave Thomas Boulevard. Again, it's a fast food sector. Same discount rate. Interest rates are so ridiculous right now that it's really quite preposterous to state it, but they're artificially low because of the Federal Reserve. Anyway, that's what I have. And of course, it's got to be the same for all the members of the sector, in this case, the fast food sector. And again, I have the total revenue, which comes from data, net earnings, total cost, number of employees, and then all the rest are calculated. The revenue per employees, earnings per employee, cost per employees, and the KR. That's the revenue productivity, the cost productivity or coefficient, and the ratio here. So if I look at the note, the KR to KC average is slightly less than the TC to TR average, so this company is on the borderline. Also, the company has a negative present value. Look at the negative present value. Where is it? Right here. That's not good. Wendy's has always been right on the borderline of survival. Love their food, but they've always been on the borderline. So, who knows? And then I have the same rule here. Should it sell or not? Um, I don't know. Uh, obvious. I mean, the present value is negative, so would be pure speculation, frankly. But they've stuck around, so all I can tell you is that the standard measures of measuring stock value are difficult to use when we're in a bubble situation. If you want to know more about the KR and KC values in this, just go back to my screencast of the paper that I wrote, Theory of Microeconomics and Macroeconomics, Larsonian Econophysics. I go into great details as to what they mean. You won't find this in any other software program or paper. It's unique to Larson's work and Econophysics and my work. All right, well, that wraps it up for today. Next time we'll go over the graphs, take a look at the graphs of these three records. Oh, well, I guess I should just briefly show that I did Amazon as a sample record, I did Walmart, and I did Target. And of course, you can put your own industry in here. So I have two sectors as samples. All right. So that's the microeconomics of companies. And of course, just about everything here is graphable, and I'll show those graphs next week. So I can just hit close here, and we're back to the main menu. And then to end, you just hit exit here. All right, so please study Larsonian Econophysics and prove it for yourself. And thanks for your attention.